Hola, 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 guys. It's me. I'm back. So, as you can see from the title, obviously, this is going to be what my first story time. I don't know, but like my original story from myself. So like I said, the reason why I had been away for a few weeks was because I actually was dealing with COVID. I got infected with the virus over the holiday season. I had taken vacation from my job, and we weren't going anywhere. It was really a staycation, but I had taken off those 2 weeks so that I could spend time with my husband and family, you know, my parents and things like that. Unfortunately, none of that happened due to me and my husband. We both got sick from COVID. So this first off, I'm gonna say that thankfully it was not, you know, to the point where I had to go to the hospital and I couldn't breathe, and you know, you hear these awful, terrible, sad cases of people who end up being on ventilators in the hospital. Many people have passed away from it. I know people personally who have passed away from it, close friends and things like that, who unfortunately were just not able to fight off this awful virus. So I can tell you that off the bat, it was not to that point, but I was pretty sick. I am still on the mend, still recovering after, I think this is maybe the 3rd week. So yeah, so I just wanted to just talk to you a little bit about it, you know, what happened, what symptoms I had, and how I felt, and how I'm doing now. And if you have already dealt with COVID, then you know what I'm talking about. But if you are curious to know, then I guess keep watching. So I'm not going to go into how I got it and who gave it to me and all this stuff, because that kind of really doesn't matter, and you want to respect the person out of sympathy, and out of respect. You don't really, you know, want to like blow people's, you know, hidings and saying, oh, this person, we got infected. What can I say? We got in contact with someone who had it. Luckily that person got in contact with us and told us, hey, listen, I'm getting symptoms. My relative just let me know that they're sick, so I'm gonna get tested. I suggest that you guys get tested. So that is exactly what we did. I was not really feeling sick. My husband was not feeling sick either. So we went, and we both went on the 26th of December. That was the day after Christmas, to get tested. My husband came out negative. And I came out positive, and I was shocked to say the least. I really was surprised because I didn't really think anything, but that's the tricky thing about this virus, is that you just don't know, you know what I mean? Sometimes it'll feel like a cold and you have it, sometimes you feel nothing, and you can have it. Later on is when I started to really feel the symptoms of it. I started out pretty much with a sore throat. I had a minor cough. It wasn't something too much, but it was a minor cough. But then later on, as time went by, I started getting cold chills, which I had not gotten in a long time, and I forgot how bad they feel. like cold chills, like they feel awful. I was freezing, and it's like there was nothing I can do that would keep me warm. I mean, I had blanket upon blanket. I had my husband giving me body. And no matter what he did, or no matter what I did, I was just freaking freezing. It was ridiculous. So I had chills and all that. Then I got the body aches, and I had like a good 2 days of these really bad body aches. I mean, just getting up to walk, I just felt awful. It was just this overwhelming feeling, like, oh my god, like, don't touch me. Don't, I didn't even want to touch my arm. I didn't even want to do anything to myself because I just felt so awful. Like, that's the best description that I can give you. I didn't really have like cold symptoms. You know, I didn't have a runny nose, I wasn't sneezing or anything like that, but I was getting all of the other symptoms. I did not get fever, by the way. I don't think I had fever throughout the entire thing. I was measuring my, you know, my temperature and all that, and I never presented a fever, but I had everything else. And I was just, you know, unbelievably tired, to which I kind of still am right now as I am speaking. Just very tired. I mean, I remember not wanting to get out of bed, just not having the strength to get out of bed, just wanting to sleep all day. And my husband, you know, he was a little worried because I'm usually, I mean, I love sleeping, but when it's like past 12, you know, I'm up, you know what I mean? So when there was a certain hour where he saw that I was still sleeping, you know, he was like kind of concerned. And, you know, I have my family members calling, you know, like my sister and my parents calling me. And I just didn't want to talk to anyone. I was just like, it was just this terrible feeling. Like, you just feel so horrible. I just can't explain it any more than that. My sense of smell is gone. I still don't have my sense of smell, by the way, and it's absolutely annoying that you cannot smell a thing. I have some taste, not all of it, but I am able to taste things, and it's kind of weird because as far as taste goes, I can only taste like certain flavors, you know, like if I eat, like let's say I prepare, you know, some chicken, you know, and I, you know, season it with certain things, I will taste one season, but I won't taste the other one, if that makes sense. And the same thing with like the smell. Like the smell, I had absolutely nothing at all. And now I guess it's kind of like trying to come back, but I still really don't smell anything. If I stick my face in like a bottle of hand sanitizer, which, because I was just trying to see if anything came back, I don't smell the scent of the hand sanitizer, but I feel the alcohol burning the back of my nose. So it's definitely something new, and hopefully, you know, I don't want to be used to it. I guess I should say like I'm getting used to it, but I don't want to get used to it because obviously you want to have all of your senses. Later on, I started then developing these really bad headaches. I can't even explain how bad they are. I mean, they were just these piercing, sharp headaches. And I get migraines, and I mean, they're two distinct pains. Like a migraine is like this throbbing pain, your head is throbbing, turn off the lights, turn off the noise, I don't want to hear anything. You know, I get migraines, so I know. But this pain was different. It kind of felt like an ice pick, just felt like something really sharp, just constantly jamming your head. And that's how it felt all day, and I had no rest. I mean, my head hurt from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to bed. It was something, I mean, there were moments where during the nighttime I would get up and just pace around the house in desperation because I didn't know what to do anymore. There were no pills. I've never taken so much Tylenol like I have taken in these few weeks, including my medication for migraines. I've never taken so many pills to try and relieve the torture that I was in. And the headaches, once they're like jabbing, then they would move, and then I would get it like right here. So then it feels like there's an ice pick in your eye, like just poking, stabbing your eye constantly. And this pressure that I would have like around here, this unbelievable pressure, it was just awful. It was also accompanied by nausea. I was nauseous all the time. I barely ate, had no appetite. I mean, I was pretty much just liquid food. And I would have that, and I was just nauseous. I felt like I just wanted to throw it all up. I was miserable. And then I started getting, I'm sorry, TMI, but like I said, I'm just telling you the symptoms that I had. I had some serious diarrhea. I went, it was so much so that I was actually dehydrated. Doctor told me I was dehydrated from the diarrhea. So here I am drinking Pedialyte, like 3 bottles of Pedialyte, because everything I ate, and I barely ate anything. It was mostly really soup, ginger ale, and mind you, I'm not tasting or smelling anything. And as soon as I'm done eating or drinking whatever it is, I'm running to the bathroom. And I had no pain, like I didn't have stomach aches or anything, again because it just felt different. Like, you know, when we've all had diarrhea, we all know how it feels when you have a stomach ache and when your stomach hurts because you know you're gonna go to the bathroom. This was totally different. I didn't have like pain or anything. It was just, you know, you're sitting there and the urge came and I gotta run to the bathroom. And it was just pure, like, gone. Like, my liquids were going because I was just constantly going to the bathroom. It was awful, to say the least. And on top of that, I already have stomach issues. Okay, I have IBS, I also have gastritis, and I also have like some other issues, inflammation in my intestines and things like that. So I already have stomach problems. So then throw this chronic diarrhea on top of that because of the virus. I mean, game over. So as I'm suffering all this stuff, like a day later or a day or two later, I'm not even sure, my husband tells me one day, is it cold in here? And I'm like, no. But then again, I'm sitting in front of like the heater, you know, no. And then he asks me like towards the evening, like, wow, it's cold in here. And I'm just like, so I'm like, let me take your temperature. And sure enough, I take the temperature, he has a fever. So I'm like, great, the one who was taking care of me is now getting sick or is sick with the virus as well. And mind you, we were separate in the house, but it's really hard to separate. I mean, you live in the same house, it's already difficult. And on top of that, he was already exposed to me. When I was sick, he was already exposed. We live together, we sleep together, you know what I mean? It was only a matter of time that he was gonna get sick. Luckily for him, I'm telling you, luckily for him, he only had a fever, and it was a low fever. It's like, I think it was like 101. 101 was like the highest he had as far as fever went. And I was like on top of him with the Tylenol to keep it down. And it's so funny because like you feel awful. And when I mean, I don't know what it is. Maybe that's like, I'm ready for baby now. Because the minute I saw that he was sick, like as horrible as I felt, like I immediately went into like protector mode, you know. I don't want to say mom mode because he's my husband, but I went like into protector mode, and I'm like, here, take this, or take Tylenol, you know, because I didn't want him to feel so awful like I felt. But like I said, thank God, all he had was the chills, which was only a day, which was the night he was complaining about them. Then he had fever for 2 days, which was controlled. And that was it. He had nothing else. A couple of days later after that, he had what looked like to be cold symptoms. So he was sneezing, he had a runny nose, and that was it. And after a couple of days, it was gone. So he was, I mean, I'll tell you that he lucked out. The one who like got the brunt, you know, was me, and he was fine, you know. But I'm thankful for that because he was well enough that he was able to take care of me. He was the one that was cooking, you know, he was making me soup and making me tea and listen, I've never drank so much tea in my life. I'm so sick of tea. I never want to see tea ever again. Shout out to my husband. Oh my God, Brian, love you so much, because he definitely took care of me. He took over everything, took care of everything, and I'm so thankful because I had no energy. Even getting up, I mean, I never had like that serious shortness of breath where they talked about, you know, if you have trouble breathing from like walking from one place to another place in the room. I didn't really have that, but what I did have was, I did notice I was tired. Like I was catching my breath if I wanted to get up and, like, for example, clean the counter, which, because I was dying to clean. You understand, like when no one is able to come to your house and you can't go anywhere and you can't buy anything, and your clothes, you know, your laundry is like building up and you can't do anything. It's like I was dying to clean so bad, but I literally had to wait, because every time I tried to get up to like even dust, you know, the top of the dresser or whatever, I was like I was so tired. And you know, my husband was like, Joanna, just stop. You know, he was like, don't do it, you know, you need to rest, you know. So at the end I was like, oh God, I had to give in and rest. So oh my God, it was like the worst. But you know, I had to do it. But I am definitely thankful because my family, even though obviously they couldn't really come, and you know, my parents are elderly parents and I definitely don't want them around here. And then my family is in, my other family, like my sister and my brother-in-law, you know, they're in Jersey. You know, so we don't really have family like that. So shout out to my pastor who was calling my husband like every day calling, how's Joanna doing, how's this and that, giving him tips on, you know, different teas and what to make me. She even passed by with soup. I mean, he went outside, she left soup for her. This is some soup, you know, we had a sister from the church make soup, and she dropped it off, and it was just it was great. I was just so thankful. She had even, you know, dropped us off some aspirin and dropped us off, you know, like Lipton tea boxes and soup boxes, you know. So I was just really thankful for that as well. So it was really nice. Shout out Ana Martinez for doing that for me, and everyone who was calling both of us and seeing how we were okay, you know, neighbors and things like that, you know, just wanting to see how we were doing. So these were the gist of what I was dealing with. I mean, I'm pretty sure I must have had other symptoms, but like these were like the most or the biggest of the symptoms I dealt with, or you know, the symptoms that affected me the most were the ones that I mentioned to you. And it was just it was bad. Like, I don't know, like, not that you want to be sick, but like, give me the flu instead of COVID. Like, it was just, I'm telling you, don't even know what to say about that. So thankfully we are starting to be better. Well, I'm starting to be better because my husband is fine. And we tested, I'm negative, so hallelujah. But I'm still dealing with the what do you call it, aftershock, after symptoms, I don't know, but which is what everyone says, and what the doctor also had told me, that, you know, you're negative and you're getting better, whatever, but you're still gonna, you know, a lot of people do still deal with symptoms afterwards. So I am still dealing with the headaches, and I also had some brain fog, which I am experiencing more so now, as I'm working from home. Just little things that I noticed, like little things that you know what to do in your job, and you're like, how could I have missed that, or how could, you know, and I'm like, el fago, you know. So dealing with that, little bit of like confusion or forgetfulness, dealing again with the headaches. There are days when I'm fine, and then there are days where I will wake up with the headache and I will go to sleep with the headache. So I'm still dealing with that. Today, I have not had any headaches, thank God. Yesterday, I had the headaches for about, I'm gonna say maybe 2-3 hours, and then it left. And then there are days where, like I said, I have the headaches all day, no rest. And it's like I said, it makes you desperate sometimes because you have like no relief. So I'm dealing with that. I'm also still dealing a little bit with the tiredness. So I realized that there are days when I get up and I'm like, oh, I'm good, you know, I have some energy going. And then there's days where it is very hard for me to get out of bed. I'm just so exhausted, and I don't go to sleep late. It's just the aftermath of your body fighting so much, you know, against this freaking little virus, which felt like forever to leave, and now even so it's gone, and I'm still dealing with the repercussions of it, you know, all these weeks. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to hop on here really quickly and just, you know, let you know what happened, why I haven't been around. You know, I've been recovering. I've been home in bed, you know, I've been sick, and I'm hoping sometime maybe next week or something I can start, you know, little by little coming up with my videos again. I wanted to shoot a video of the Christmas goodies I got, makeup, Christmas stuff, and some new makeup that I I had gotten in. So I'm hoping to do that very soon. So bear with me on my days. You know, if I get up and I feel great, I'm gonna run and grab the camera, you know, and hopefully I will still be, you know, feeling good. And that's about it. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for watching this video. And again, be careful out there, be safe. I know there's a lot of people, I know there's a lot of mixed opinions. I know there's people that think that, you know, this isn't real. Listen, this is a very real thing. I know people who have passed. I know people who have had it and have recovered. I myself got it, recovered, and so did my husband, thankfully. So this is a real thing. Whether you think millions were infected or thousands were affected or whatever the thing is, the fact of the matter is that there are people that are getting sick. So don't be ignorant. Don't think that you're Superman or you're Superwoman and you won't get sick. There's always that moment of letting your guard down for a split second and then getting sick. So be careful, be safe out there, stay healthy, and be mindful of others as well. And that's about it. Happy New Year 2021. It started a little bumpy, but it's okay. This year, declaring that it will be definitely better than the last. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Adios.